Ready when you are.
Alright, so our campaign, Tech for Tots, is centered around providing opportunities in STEM education for underprivileged children.
In America, there is a huge achievement gap along racial and social lines that can trace all the way back to when kids first start school. In fact, we are able to predict the general success of a student population solely based on their economic situation in which they grew up. For example, we could say that 2 out of every 5 students in this red area right here in the center of Atlanta will meet the minimum requirements to attend a 4-year university. And we just shouldn't be able to predict the general success of students only based on where they grew up. And while there is an economic achievement gap, there's also a racial achievement gap. In Georgia, white students are twice as likely to test proficiently in math and science than Hispanic students, and 3 times as likely to meet minimum requirements of math and science than black students. And this is not only a moral, but also an economic issue that we must focus on. And as you see, this data was done with 4th and 8th graders, but graphs just like this have been replicated with students as young as kindergartners all the way up to high school graduates.
So the good news is that programs like after-school enrichment and clubs have been shown to significantly improve STEM knowledge in kids. They help these kids learn more at the time or at the level that they need to learn most, and they offer personalized attention. In middle and high schools, these programs also introduce kids to real-world applications and real work experience that can help solidify their interest in STEM. They also help with the identity problem, which is that professionals in STEM fields are often associated with being middle-aged, middle-class, white, Asian males, and by introducing these kids to diverse professionals, we're able to help expand their idea of who those professionals should be. Unfortunately, nationally, there are only about 14 million slots. There's a demand for 14 million slots nationwide, but only about 4.5 million kids are able to attend these programs every year because there are limited resources available.
And of course, this is a huge problem. Because you see these kids, they could be doing great things, and instead they are just put down on their potential, right? Because they're not able to go to build machines, to design things, to experiment with the world around them. And we, as tech students, think that's a huge problem. But on the bright side, as tech students, we're all engineers, and we're here to solve this type of problem. Because you see at Georgia Tech, we are a combination of students from all sorts of cultures and economic backgrounds, all coming together with a love in common for building things, for breaking stuff, for experimenting. And this is what we strive to bring to these kids. So how do we do this? Our approach was a rather down-to-earth one with a bake sale. Now, you might be thinking, why a bake sale? Well, it's actually the ideal platform for expanding our views. Because on one part, it has this social aspect to it. You see, when you're having a bake sale, you kind of have to interact with people, to talk to them, to share your ideas. And that's an excellent ground to be spreading our campaign on. Furthermore, a bake sale has the benefit of being a sale. And sales are pretty practical because we can actually raise money. In our campaign, we wish to raise money for Seismic, which is a center on campus which provides opportunities for kids and their communities. Now, the programs that Seismic supports include GoSTEM, which is specifically tailored to providing STEM education for Hispanic students, or GIFT, which provides STEM educators and teachers summer internships to become better experts in their fields. Then there are even programs like First Robotics, because robotics are awesome, and what could possibly be better than bringing this hands-on experience to kids, especially those living in rather underprivileged conditions. And so you see, we might not completely be able to go and say, guys, let's completely solve the economic and educational disparity in America. But we are very realistic. We think that we have a very straight goal in mind, right? Because we are there to provide the sorts of opportunities to kids. And we think that with enough of a push, we might just be able to change somebody's life.
And now that you've been given the facts, you still might be asking yourself, so what? Why should I care? Like, what does this even have to do with me? Well, everyone, let's just take a moment and think about what was it that first sparked our interest in STEM. Was it maybe a hands-on science project, a math teacher that changed the way we saw numbers, a trip to the science museum? Well, it's pretty cool, right? But unfortunately, as you've learned, a lot of kids in America don't get to experience the opportunities we've had. But look where we are. We're at Tech. We can do something for these kids. We have so much knowledge and resources at our fingertips that we should not keep it contained within the classroom. As people who have been sparked by STEM as kids, we should pass on that spark to our nation's youth. And who knows, we just might be sparking future Yellow Jackets.
Thank you.